The Frames Per Second podcast.
What's going on? It's your boy Nick. I'm here with Kenneth Bienge.
Hola.
And Modest Media.
What up, bro?
The skeleton crew of the Frames Per Second podcast. As y'all know, we are continuing on with our weekly recaps of the second season of the hit HBO/Max original series, The Last of Us, with this recap being dedicated to episode 5 titled Feel Her Love. We are 2 episodes away from concluding this second season. So I
thought it was one more. It's not 6?
It's 7.
Oh, did somebody say 6 before?
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
Not for this one, but it was shorter because it was 9 last season. So they made it short this season, but won't bury the lead. We can go ahead and get started with our overall thoughts. I'll start with you, Rod.
I thought it was good. I wasn't on the last episode. I went back and watched the last episode too. So I'm kind of mixing them, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I just watched them, so I'm trying to remember what was what.
So the last episode started with Jeffrey Wright's character Isaac, and how he was introduced to the series, and then this episode started off with the same girl that he met in that last episode, but this was like kind of giving us more background on a little bit of her and like the WLF and how they move. But both episodes heavily feature like the WLF, what's going on in Seattle, and how it's much different from where we've been with Jackson Hole and Ellie and them.
Got you. Damn, man. I thought they both were solid episodes. I like the introduction of Jeffrey Wright on the last one. He's always going to be a strong character. I'm not sure how long he's going to last, but But yeah, I thought the last, the one before this one was pretty solid. And in this one, yeah, man, I thought it was good as well, because that last episode is when they found out she was pregnant, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And this one, they already know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I thought this one was solid too. I don't know if I don't know if we got to. Well, you know what? Nah, some exciting stuff happened towards the end, but I'm still waiting on something to hit a little bit harder. But I still think it's solid. I still think it's solid. So
based off of, because I'm glad I started with you then. So based off this last episode before this one, so episode 4 and 5, do you think episode 4 was a lot stronger than 5, or it's just in a solid phase right now, the series?
It's about the same. It's about the same for me, like, because we're in the same area and we're seeing the same thing. So it's almost like, that's why I'm getting confused, because it's almost like one long episode, because we're still in this same little woods and area of Seattle. Because I think it says like day 2, because the first one was day 1 and this is day 2. So that's why I'm getting them confused, because I'm like, well, it felt the same. It felt like a carryover from the one before it. That's what it felt like to me.
Gotcha. What about you, Ken?
I thought it was good. It was slow, but I thought it ended really, really well.
So that's the part I was talking about, Ken.
Yeah, I think it was enough to move over into the good category for me. I got concerned when I saw the album, the episode title. I was like, oh boy, gonna be a little slow on this one.
Go ahead, Rod.
Oh, shit, I forgot again. So this isn't the one where they got into a heated like sex scene or anything like that.
No, that was the last.
That was the last one.
Yeah, see, I keep forgetting. Damn, man. See, they so much alike.
Okay. Did you enjoy that? Or you had some speaking?
Only reason I brought it up because Ken talked about it on the game, and I was wondering if this is what he was referring to about them. Yeah, okay. So when I saw it, I was like, this must have been what Ken was talking about on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I was not interested. In Ellie.
Hey, listen, no, it's a show, right? You can like different aspects. They gotta say nothing about you.
Nah, bro, I'm straight. I was not interested in that at all.
For me, I like how we ended this episode, but we go through some goofy shit
Oh my
in
god.
between this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really showcases like if we not seeing some zombie shit or like other people, like real adults, I'm at that point where like, and I hate to say it, I could give a fuck about Ellie and Dina for the most part. Like, and that's crazy to say because Rod, like these are our like these are our founding characters right now. Like, this is if you don't have Ellie and Dina, you don't have a show.
Right, which is what I think was our concern when they killed off Joel. Like,
But
so
we had a reference last season because like Joel wasn't in a couple episodes last season, and it was I think it was Ellie. I think someone mentioned that, but it didn't feel like this. I don't feel like.
and I was saying that. You remember I was saying that I think the difference is that there was crazy shit going on with Ellie. Like, you know what I'm saying? That Joel was gonna come back around at some point. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, but this is like Joel ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we it is what it is. It's just they going through this adventure together, and it's like that's it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like you said, we don't have the same attachment to Dina that we had to Joel, and you basically just replace Dina with Joel. The other thing that I'm like that's crazy to me is that y'all remember when y'all was talking about well, we got this other character. I think it was Spike because Spike is familiar with the antagonist or whatever. We haven't even seen her.
Oh, Abby.
We haven't even seen her, and I remember like that being a thing. Like, okay, well, once I'm gonna get a storyline with Abby, and the fact that we haven't seen her is like crazy. Like, I get it for impact's sake, but we still got to get to her, and to not have anything to follow her on is kind of wild.
Well, we start off this episode with seeing I'm gonna butcher her name is Hannah, who was the white lady who Jeffrey Wright was mean with in episode 4 before he blew up that truck with the soldiers in it. And we see that she's basically like a high-ranking officer in the WLF. And she has a conversation with a woman about why she made the decision to lock the soldiers in and basically kill them in that area that they were at and investigating, which included her son. Basically getting her rationale for that because she was like, look, we fighting these scars or this other group, that cult religious group, and you over here killing our men. We need to know what the fuck you doing, because we may fuck around, kill you. But that conversation went in a different direction. Ken, what did you think about that? Oh, you muted right now.
You muted, Ken. Oh,
yeah. I loved it, man, mainly for the conclusion, right? Just the way the whole scene played out, from her talking to her to the way she delivered and told the story herself, all the way to the end. And when she was talking about she was talking about he was having trouble gasping, he was, calling for air, and I thought he got bit, but he was like, nah, it's in the air. And I was like, oh shit, they don't know that shit is actually airborne. Because I don't know I can't remember. I don't think they did that in the last season. I said, so this is going to bring a whole new element to it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting. Excuse me. I thought that was dope. But when she got up and she got ready to leave, and she was like, sorry about your son, I was like, yo, that's crazy. The way they set that whole thing up made it seem like she was just talking about a regular ass person, which may speak to like, how probably moms sometimes just process their kids going off to war. You kind of have to sort of detach, but she completely detached herself from the situation. It was just like talking about like he's just a commanding officer. To find out that was her son was insane to me.
Well, to me, I don't think she was that detached. I think she was just, people deal with grief differently. And what was interesting was before I looked at this episode, I watched one of the recaps that reluctantly watched it, but they be sometimes having good content. The Van Lathan show, Ken, the Midnight Boys, they be doing some TV show reviews. And they talked about because some of them play the video game, they talked about there's spores in the video game where you have to wear a mask and like you could tell when they're happening in the video game because it'll get real foggy and shit. And they were talking about would they introduce that into the series. So I was listening to that, and then going into this episode, I'm like, oh shit, they starting off this episode with that shit, and I felt like it was very interesting how the lady talked about Leon. Like, why would she name him out of anybody, out of people that they locked up or that they forced to stay in that area? And I knew it either had to be her husband or her son. Because the way she was smoking them cigarettes, it was like, a woman is processing some shit. And I think that was the reason why she came in there to talk to her, because she was like, if you're willing to kill your son, some shit must have happened, so we had to talk to you. Because if it was anybody else, then I think they probably would have been like, oh, she's a traitor or whatever. But the fact that like they knew her son was in there and she still didn't, like, she still kept on going with it. I thought it was like, it just shows you how we can't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? We legit cannot fuck around. What was your thoughts, Rod?
No, I'm with Ken, man. I thought that was a crazy reveal that it was her actual son. And then just about the spores being in the atmosphere, like, yeah, that's a different type of stake. I feel like we saw something like that on Walking Dead, where they were saying that it's just in the system of people or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't know Walking Dead, like, even if you die, you don't get bit, you'll turn into a zombie when you die. Yeah, something like that.
When
like,
they found that out, when they discovered that or whatever. So that was very similar to that when they discovered that it's not necessarily about when you get bit. It's just when you die, it's like already in your system. So yeah, that adds a whole nother element of it. But I guess that can be contained because it's not just in the atmosphere, just in like in the forest or something. It has to be contained with where I guess dead people are basically breathing in air and breathing out spores. So it's not just something that's airborne. It's just something you have to be in a confined place where they're like kind of stuck to those poles and stuff.
Is you still muted
again, Ken?
Sorry. Yeah, they're in the forest. You'll get the same thing. I think the same thing happened.
But I thought it was because they were in that confined space, and it was just like the bodies has just been there for so long that their breath isn't even real breath anymore. It's just that's why they put the emphasis on when they were breathing out, which it looked dope. That shit looked dope.
Yeah, that shit was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it was. But I thought that was why. I didn't think it was just airborne, just floating around in the air. I thought it had to be.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yes, it will be isolated to the area that they are actually at, whether it's in a building or outside. Yeah.
Isolated to that particular area. Yeah. So if you go to that area where, you know how when somebody cough and it's just it's just germs floating in the air. I think it's more so like that versus like, oh, it's just in the air. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like COVID.
Yeah, like COVID, basically. Yeah.
Well, we move forward. Well, moving slightly forward, I think that part of a reveal is going to change how we think about this series move forward. But as we go along back to, I don't know if it was present day or just a day after that, we see that, again, like Rod mentioned, we're in day 2 of Seattle's journey between Ellie and Dina as they're on the hunt for Joel's killers. And then we see Dina is coming up with a strategy for them to get in and out of the WLF facility based off the blueprints that she's seeing, so they can kill Joel's killers. Rod, did you gain any respect for Dina as far as like seeing like how she does the tracking and the strategy shit?
Nah, that didn't really affect me. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, they're really trying to make her interesting, but it's just not working for me. I mean, it's okay, but it's just not that strong for me. Like, I still don't care. Same way with Abby. I didn't care whether she lived or died. Same thing with Dina. It would like, I just don't have enough time with her.
I did. The fact that she was able to do that and figure out like what people were doing and how. Clearly she paid attention in class. Ellie did not. And I love that she called Ellie out on that shit too. That shit was funny as hell. But yeah, I because I was questioning Dina. Well, no, actually, no, I wasn't. Dina was actually sharp in the last episode, and I think we got a chance to see an expansion of that in this one, that she was able to pull out a map and triangulate where they were coming from. So it was like, all right, and some other stuff that she was doing, I thought was pretty smart early on.
Yeah, Ken, you called it out for me. This just showed like I lost respect for Ellie in this because this motherfucker is just she just the trigger. She Yosemite Sam, bro.
Well, we know that.
But to see that without like when she was with Joel, you could blame it on like youth and adolescence or like just not knowing any better. Like we went 5 years time jump from first season to second season where she's like training, it seems like. So you would think that she's training not only physical combat, but mental as well. Because she's hanging around a lot of people who have like a militant type of background or at least some type of perspective. And this motherfucker's like, look, bro, just show me where I need to shoot and I'll shoot. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. I just know I gotta kill these motherfuckers. And it's like, bro. Like, I don't understand how you don't understand the gravity of what y'all trying to do. Like, it just shows you how different it is from Abby and them versus Ellie and them. Like, I'm gaining more respect from Abby even off screen based off of like how strategic they were than these motherfuckers.
I mean, because she's out for blood. You know what I mean? She's not thinking about, all she sees is red. You know what I mean? She's just thinking about. I mean, we saw that before, so it's not shocking that Dina has the skill set. I mean, she came to her with a whole plan before they even hit the road. So I already saw that she was really good at planning. I didn't need to see this to see that she was good at planning or triangulating. I just assumed that already because she came before they hit the road, like she had this whole thing mapped out.
Well, before we get back to the strategy session that they continued on, we see Ellie is exploring more of the abandoned building that they're in while Dina is doing the, her markings for the blueprint. Rod, while she was exploring, she somehow found a whole auditorium with a stage full of instruments. She picked up that goofy ass guitar again, Rod, because I didn't get your comments on the last episode when she did her guitar solo. Was you expecting another one?
I was hoping not. I'm like, what is fucking happening, bro? Like, why is this? I guess they were just trying to make us feel like the Joel again.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, just shouldn't have fucking killed him. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where it's just okay, you kill somebody just to try to pull at heartstrings of their passing. Like, I don't know. And I ain't mean that. That wasn't a pun. But yeah, so I don't know. It just wasn't. It just that just wasn't impactful. I get what they're trying to do. It just wasn't that impact. They already had the moment for me. With her just when they came back after the death. I think they did a good enough job there. They don't need to keep trying to drill that home for me personally.
I liked what they did here. I hated it when we first got to it. Because I'm like, wait a minute, we're gonna really do this all over again, like her singing. And then I realized I was like, oh, this is them trying to show that exactly what you said, Rod. She's remembering Joel, and she don't refocused on the mission because she was in La La Land. She done got her a little boo. She about to have a little baby. They about to have a little family, and she's living the life, living the dream, and she lost focus, and she was caught up in this ever after love relationship that she could possibly have with Ellie. She's smart too, Nick. They love a smart person, bro. I'm like, hey, he's smart too. So she was, but then she played the guitar, and then she was like, oh, wait a minute. This ain't why we here. We here for one mission and one mission only.
Hey Ken, I'm glad you said it because I was about to say the same thing to these showrunners. This ain't why we're here. this ain't the Beatles goddamn documentary or whatever. Get your ass up off the stage and go fight these monsters or go kill somebody. Like nigga, this is The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Right. And speaking of that, they like you mentioned, Ken, they get back on mission. And this is what an interesting point. I want your thoughts on this, Rod. When Dina's going through the plan, right? With Ellie, she said, "This is the patrol. They got hella patrol here on the left, and it's like one straight line up top and at the bottom, but there's something empty in the middle. Now there's this building right here that they don't really patrol or fuck with, which they even acknowledge. You may assume that it's infected. However, we know how to deal with infected. We gonna go in that motherfucker anyway." And see if we can sneak through. What the fuck was they thinking, Rod? That's all. That's the only question I have.
This was the only route that they could take without being discovered. Like this was their advantage. This was their opportunity to be advantage. And we already saw again, man. They already showed how cocky they are when it comes to this infected shit. Like when they went into that building, thinking that they could take out anything that was in there. We already seen this. We've already saw this. Them do this. These particular two, we've seen they've already set it up to where these motherfuckers falling through floors and shit. And that was the first time she ran into one of these motherfucking, what do they call them?
And the I forgot what
stalkers.
Stalkers stalkers.
Yeah. That's the first time, and then here we go again. Now it's a bunch of them motherfuckers.
Boy,
motherfucker was ducking it.
Yeah, but it was
like, God dang, bro, that shit was crazy, man.
Hey, what was your thoughts on that? The plan and the execution.
The execution was F. It was awful. Even the thought of let's just go through this building. This is where I had to question Dina just a little bit, because you just told us that they're up high looking over the city and out in the woods, and that they're not really scanning the floor. One, because of arrogance. Because they were like, no way anybody's going to get in our facility, our compound. So that's number one. So you probably could have realistically just went around. You didn't have to go through the building. Two, you already acknowledged the fact that they don't go in this building at all. So it must have been some really, really fucked up shit in that building for a whole army of people to not go in too. What is in that building? And why do I think that the two of us can go in that building and get through if a whole army of motherfuckers won't go in the building? So that was number two. Number three, you said it to Ellie. You know Ellie is stupid as shit because you spent a lot of time trying to tell her to not shoot the fucking gun. So you knew you were going into that building with somebody who has no sense. As a matter of fact, you called Ellie stupid when she came and asked you about triangulating. And she tried to say, I can't even remember what she said. Something about not book smart or not whatever.
Yeah, she was trying to be nice. She tiptoed around it.
Yeah. Well, Ellie even called. So you already knew that Ellie is dumb as hell because you called her out on that. And Ellie acknowledged that she dumb as hell because she got up and went to go play a goddamn piano. So all of these things you knew going in, yet you still took your dumb ass in the building anyway. And to Rod's point, because you were like, look, we do this shit. So we should be able to get through this shit just fine. That's only if Ellie was going to listen to your ass.
And I thought that the conversation before then, because they were like, we should go during that nighttime. It'd be better for us to sneak around and, get more and move in more stealth mode. So during the day, but as they're walking over there, Dina tells her backstory about like the first time she killed somebody.
Which was good too. I like
it was a good backstory, Rod. I want to get your thoughts on it because it revealed like how ride or die Dina is for Ellie and this mission. But it also kind of contradicts it because it's like you're willing to just die. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not even about the mission all the way because you're not thinking it through. You know what I mean? It's one thing to say like it's one thing to have the Death Star plans in Star Wars and say this is how we gonna do shit, this is how we gonna blow it up, and if we die in the process, cool. But we know we still gonna blow it up. It's another thing is that we don't know where Abby is. We don't they don't even have a honed in location of when any of these motherfuckers is. We just think that they there. Yeah. And we got to go through a death killing or like a deadly mission just to see a hypothesis.
And you're about to have a baby. And Nick, I think she was just telling that story and telling that and talking to Ellie so Ellie can give her permission to go back.
It sounded like that.
It sounded like she was trying to find a way to get out of it.
Because she said, look, if we want to go, we can go. If you want to stay, we can stay. Anytime you hear your woman say that, Rod know what I'm talking about. She more likely trying to go.
She was trying to go back.
She only staying off the strength of you. And even then, she gonna use it against you later. Talking about nigga. You remember last time we was at that goofy ass thing we stayed at? And I wanted to go, and you wanted to stay.
And I asked you clearly.
Exactly. Yep. But to me, it was just like, bro, this was set up for me. And I'm fine with it because you already know I'm with the shits. But I was just like, this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
It was done from the get-go, man. Like it was you never was gonna. Come on, man. Did we ever believe that these two were gonna be able to make it through this mission?
Absolutely.
We supposed to, Rod. That's what they got.
How?
Because
it makes no sense.
Because they build it up for us like that.
I never believed it. If it was Joel and Ellie, maybe. We seen that. They've been battle tested. But Ellie and Dina, we don't know them to go. Like they damn near didn't survive the damn house that they fell in. Like, so why in the hell would I believe they'd be able to go on a mission like this together and be successful? She was going on this mission out of straight anger and emotion. And that's not going to be enough to get you through this, even if you got the flight of the navigator with you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Dina is cool or whatever, but it's just not enough to sustain like the powers that be that are out there. It's all kind of people out here that they're going to encounter that they're not prepared for.
Dang, Ross, man, we need some men around.
That's what he sounded like. He said,
"You saw what happened, right? You saw what happened."
He already said. He said, "You saw what happened, right?"
Hey, but what I did like about this scene was they kind of brought in this whole. I don't know if is ethics is the right word here, but Dina was like, look, no matter what Joel did, he didn't deserve that. And we need to get vengeance. So even if they killed, and I love like it because it's almost like it's a never-ending story. You kill us, we gonna kill you. You kill, and so on and so on.
Jeffrey Wright talked about that in the last episode.
Yep. So I love that, especially when we get to the end. Like she was like, "Look, we have to go do this. That even if he killed somebody, they came and killed our guys. So we got to go do it." And I love like hearing her kind of rationalize their actions.
And for me, on top of that, we also get to see, if we're just talking about stupidity in general, we see how the WLF, they be on the radio comms, kid, like it's Hot 97. They be talking, they be saying anything on there. Right. Shoot, Dina was like, these niggas is just goofballs saying reckless is on their communicator saying anything like they know nobody's listening. That's when they bring up the scars and like we learned that they don't even like some people don't even know what like the history of like Amish people in the country.
No, not world. Somebody. Ellie, dumbass. she asked. Ellie was like, "Nah, I never heard of that shit. What is that?" Like, oh, you really are stupid.
She's COVID, baby, man.
Okay.
No, she came in the world. It was already.
I know
when she came into the world, so she had.
It also means she did. Yeah, but Dina knew.
Yeah, Dina knew. That's the only reason why I get what you trying to shoot her some bail, Rob, but Dina knew, and they about the same age, at least from how they look. But yeah, like I like how Dina was like, we're hearing more about the scars. I feel like there's gonna be like one of the last, maybe next episode or last episode is gonna be a whole civil war with the Scars versus WLF, and maybe that's how Ellie and Dina end up being able to get Abby, you know, in a corner somewhere. But right now, it just seems like we're just looking at a soup of stupidity from everybody.
I'll tell you one thing. They did play the Scars like early on. The way they had the motherfucking Scars, they played them real hard.
Yeah.
But now to see what the light they really about, it's like
I was thinking that same thing in this episode, Rod, because I was like, oh, so that time that we did see them, like, okay, that was what we thought they were just like
that was it.
Like they were like just kind, or like people that just want peace and just want to be to themselves. When we see this shit, like the next 2 episodes, I'm like, bro, these niggas is crazy.
Well, I never thought they were kind. To have scars on your face like that, you don't look like a kind person. like something's wrong with you. Like something wrong with you. So I knew something was wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? But I just didn't know we were going to get this type of backstory from them. Not backstory, but like story from them. Or what like they gutting niggas, man. Like that shit is crazy. They hanging and gutting you at the same time. It's crazy.
Nuts. And like you ain't even knocked out. There's no like you doing that as you looking at them stick that knife in you, bro. Like
as if hanging's not enough. Like it's like as you being hung, they got a blade going through your stomach. Like that, bro. That's a different kind of crazy, bro. White folks didn't even do that to us. like they just hung us. Like they ain't got they whipped us, but you know what I'm saying. But like they probably was getting us too. They probably doing the same shit. Yeah.
But you're right. And seeing that in 2025 is nuts.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to nighttime and see Ellie and Dina get into that dangerous building where they knew that you know there would be danger at. And there's a reason why WLF doesn't even go in there. But we see the smart infected. I think you alluded to this earlier, Rod. It's not just one of them, which Dina was trying to talk to Ellie like, oh yeah, if it's just one of them, we took care of one of them. You know what I'm saying? We can just Ellie trying to see a smart kid. She's like, yeah, nigga, we gonna split up and I'll just pop them in the back when they chasing you.
Bro,
and then what happened? What happened, Rod? They showed that flashlight. It was a wrap.
Bro, they was just like, they started popping up. I was like, oh my.
Like they were breakdancing.
It was hella.
It was like a thriller. It was like a thriller video.
It was.
It was like a thriller video. But yeah, that was, because, I mean, you just think about it. Like, if it was just that one that was that smart. Now you got a room full of these motherfuckers that are that smart. It's crazy, bro. It's super crazy. So yeah, that I was like, man, how they gonna get out of this shit? Like, yeah.
Well, I don't know why Dina listened to Ellie. That was the dumbest ass plan I've ever, one of the dumbest ass plans I've ever heard. So she said that we're gonna flank them first. So my plan is to I want you to start, somebody's gonna jump out and then they're gonna chase, and then I'm gonna come right behind them and shoot them from behind. Like, first of all, that shit didn't make any sense because that shit has to work 100%, like perfection. And the second thing is these motherfuckers are smart as shit. Why are you trying to be a tactician? And you didn't even scout the area. This is where Dina failed, because you just saw one of them motherfuckers. And nobody planned to do any type of recon to see if anybody else was in there. You never should have took your ass in the building. But then you get in there, and then it's a lot of these motherfuckers that can actually think. There was a reason why these motherfuckers didn't get in here. And then you had this dumbass plan that didn't work, which they knew it wasn't going to work as soon as they saw multiple. Man. And then on top of that, the escape plan was just even dumber. They were like, you just go to the fence and you just close the gate, and then I'm going to allow these motherfuckers just eat me to death. Because I can survive multiple bites. Do you think she's going to want to stay with you if you all bitten up like that? What the hell?
Especially after the scene where we see, bro, I thought for a hot second, Rod, I thought Joel came back from the dead. When these motherfuckers start getting blasted, I'm like, is this somebody from the WLF that's just trying to save him? But then they kept on showing the figure, and I'm like, damn, did Joe really survive that shit? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Joe gone, bro.
Joe
Yeah.
gone. Because when I'm seeing the stalkers, they ripping the cage apart. I'm like, these niggas strong.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, oh, Dina fucked up. This is what I'm thinking. Dina gone. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you see somebody come through. I'm like, who the fuck will be around this time? Like they miles away from Jackson Hole. Like, who was still there? Then we see Jesse goofy ass. Well, he ain't goofy. He actually he's the Han Solo of this whole shit, I guess. He came through and saved the whole fucking day. What did y'all think about that?
I knew it couldn't have been Joe, but they set it up to where you would think that. That was fucked up what they did. They shouldn't have played with people like that, bro. But I was like, it's not Joe, but I said it's Tommy. I was surprised as shit to see it was goddamn Jesse. So then I was like, well, wait a minute, how'd Jesse get his ass all the way up there by himself? Because I don't think they ever showed him to be that good. And then they explained it, of course. They did.
Well, they did. You know, on the other episodes when they saw him like basically stronger than Tommy.
Jesse stronger than Tommy?
Yeah, you remember they was showing like Tommy was like hacking the wood and
oh yeah, I remember that.
Like they built him up they started building him up to be like a powerful guy. Like
I didn't know he was like that. Because I'm thinking like Joel, like you're like Joel could get there. Yeah, he's strong, but I've had faith that Tommy could probably get there. I had no faith that Jason would be able to get there.
They've been building him up. They've been building him up to be like one of their high-ranking officers, basically.
Yeah, it's because like when they talked about that episode where he was like, oh, he's on the council now. Like they kind of do it subtly, where it's like he should deserve your respect based off of how we're talking about him in the story.
And y'all actually thought Jesse could get there by himself?
No, I didn't. I was surprised to see that motherfucker there.
I wasn't surprised to see him when I saw him based on how they've tried to build him up as a strong character. So I wasn't that surprised.
Yeah, I was only saying that because they tried to build Dina up at certain things too, Rod, and we see that shit don't go either. So when I seen him doing this, I'm like, oh, okay, I got to put more respect on his name because he's actually someone I haven't seen him make a bad move yet.
And he did call him out on their bullshit too.
Yeah, exactly. Because he told him that, like, yeah, look, the day after y'all left, we came in, me and Tommy came through to go look for y'all because we knew y'all was gonna need help. Mm-hmm. And then he was cussing them out as they was running away. He was like,
you think I want to talk to you right now? Like,
she was like, we had everything figured out. He said, until when? She was like, until now.
So you got it, boss. You got it.
Yeah, I love that shit, bro. Because somebody needs to tell them, bro. They just stupid.
Yeah. Nah, it was stupid. But no, yeah, it was I never thought it was Joel, obviously, but I thought it was probably somebody else they wanted to introduce to this environment or whatever. I thought it was just like a Lone Ranger or something that they came across in this city or whatnot. So I thought it was somebody like that. I didn't think it was anybody from the town.
Which would have been whack because when I first heard the bullet, I was like, I wonder who it could be. And I was like, damn, the Wolves got him. But we know the Wolves don't fuck around either.
Yeah,
they were going to be dead. So I was like, that could make sense. But it was the only thing that made sense for me at the time until they did the whole trick with the light and trying to hide his face. And I was like, oh, this Tommy ass. But he came through with the shotty, bro. He was taking them motherfuckers out.
So as we see Jesse, Dina, and Ellie try to escape the WLF, they head into the forest where, as you were talking about that scene, Robert, we see the Scars people doing some type of, I don't know if that was a board meeting, Ken, or whatever the fuck they was doing, but they over here torturing.
It was a lynching.
Yeah, it was worse than that. I don't know what that ain't just no regular lynching or something.
That's brutality, bro. Like this dude was crying, begging. He was like, I'll come to the light. I'll do whatever. He was like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. Yeah, that was very brutal to put a blade in you and then pull the rope up to cut through you. Like, I don't think I've ever seen any shit like that before.
And your intestines are just hanging. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the way they kill people. Like you know what I'm saying? If they're not hitting them with an arrow, that's how they killing them. Because you remember when they walked into that building and they had all those guys hanging with their guts hanging out. Like, so now we got a chance to see actually how that happens.
which I did wonder. And now it made what that guy was saying, what he said, a lot more sense. Because we just said everybody comes to her, but nobody comes to you. Well, now I know why. If y'all doing that shit to motherfuckers, bro, I'm converting over ASAP.
Hey, let's sap. Nigga, like,
Right.
what book, what chapter?
For real.
Yeah, let me catch up.
Give me my roll.
Don't bring that what's that
And I'm telling too. I know where all of them at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That curved snake blade, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, don't bring that around me.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
But this is where I had to question Jesse a little bit. Because I'm like, you go into this forest, and I don't know if he heard him say it, but we did. He said, "Oh yeah, they're in the forest. We don't go in there." And Jesse was like, "Oh yeah, in the forest. Yeah, they're not coming in here." Bro, you're not gonna ask why?
I mean, you ain't got enough time to ask why. You on the run. So it's like you see like an opportunity to kind of gain some distance. I could see that, but again, the same reason why they didn't go into that building. There's a reason they don't go into that forest.
It's exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
Point.
So, but Jesse didn't. Jesse's just on a rescue mission. Like he's like, look, I'm just here to get these motherfuckers in and out. I don't know much about this area. I just know that I got to get them out.
And he couldn't necessarily double back because they were waiting on him. But I mean, I guess if anything, it erased his awareness that there was some shit in there that they need to be on high alert for. But because I don't know I can't remember who said it's infected in here. I think it may have been him or Dina. Damn sure when Ellie's stupid ass.
I found it funny when Dina got shot, right? But she was spooked. She was like, "Yeah, that tough talk went out the window quick."
Bro, it was the pause for me. It was just like, well, that shit was like Ace Ventura when somebody was like, was it Ace Ventura? Like when he got shot with an arrow.
Yeah, that shit exactly, bro. Where he just took a pause where he didn't know where to feel at first.
Yeah, that's
she
what that
passed out
me
quick.
Yeah. Yeah, but Jesse picked her ass up and got her ass out of there though.
He had to. That's his baby mama.
He don't even know
that
yet
though.
Dang, bro, we found that out.
And he found out he left her for Ellie. He gonna be like, this bitch can't even protect herself.
Right. She damn sure can't protect you.
Can't even avenge a nigga right. So then as usual, when it comes to these things, right? Somebody asking them to split. Ellie always offering to split up for like she know exactly what she about to do. So she run off trying to distract, I guess, the scars from Jesse and Dina.
Yeah,
and ends up narrowly escaping again to one of the other buildings that the WLF are, occupying or at least keeping watch over. But we see this one. She finally hit gold, Ken. She got a good building this time. This is the hospital. I'm not sure if it's the same hospital that Joel went through 5 years ago, but it looked very similar. We see that Nora's in there patching somebody up in the hospital. Nora was a part of the people that killed Joel. So I'm gonna start with you, Ken. What did you think about this whole showdown between Nora and Ellie?
Bro, this shit was everything about this was fucking stupid. Everything from Nora to Ellie's decision to even go. Like, I don't even know why it was just blind rage or she was doing that so Dina wouldn't have to go and she would let Dina stay and live. She probably didn't even know that Dina got shot by an arrow. Like, none of it makes sense, even to the point where you decide to split up. Didn't make sense. But I'm pretty sure Dina had a conversation with Ellie about like being prepared and being able to get to these motherfuckers and having a plan in place or something to that effect. And for her to just go off rogue like this, like she know what the fuck she doing. And to get in there and then to confront her and then to just, what is your fucking plan? This is why Joel is fucking dead. This is why Joel is fucking dead right now, because you don't know how to do shit. And you just go in there all willy-nilly. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what she was watching, but when she was like, put that shit down, I don't know, it was the way she said that shit, bro. she sounded black as shit. She sounded like fucking Jerome from fucking Snowfall, bro. That shit was funny as hell. But again, it's just stupid. Like, because Nora called out. He was like, you ain't gonna shoot me, because if you shoot me, everybody gonna come here. And then she let herself be goaded into letting her guard down for Nora to throw the shit in. And then Nora takes off. And what does Ellie dumbass do? Running around chasing her, shooting, letting everybody know where the fuck she's at. Idiotic. She needs to die. She just needs to die.
Like you said, it's just blind rage, man. I think she like I said, she sees blood. She's trying to avenge her father, man. Like, I think she just pissed off, and all strategy, all that shit goes out the window. It's like somebody flailing their arms trying to win a fight. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just coming up with proper technique on how to take somebody down. That's what she's doing. She's just flailing her arms because she's so upset. She's so mad. So yeah, that's how I see it. But I'm with you. The way she said put that shit down was like motherfucking Ice-T from New Jack City, like when he motherfucker was like, I want to kill you so bad, my dick hard. Like, that's how she was. She was so fucking mad. She was like, "Make one motherfucking move." Like she was just so like she
talking cash shit. Talking about she was like, yeah, if you shoot me, everybody gonna know. She said, but you'll be dead.
That was a good line.
And I'm like, all right, well, you gonna do it. And that's the thing about I hate. They always say this, Roddy. You know this from you grew up in that one side of the streets where they like, if you're gonna pull a gun on somebody, you better be ready to shoot.
Better be ready to use it. Yeah. So it's like all that talking. So I knew when all that talking was happening, I was like, oh, this shit about to go super sideways. When she was doing all that talk, I'm like, just kill her already. Why you even give her an opportunity to speak? Like, you know what I'm saying? As soon as she turned around, she just be like, blow. You saw my face and blow.
Or just walk her behind and just kill her, because she's clearly not gonna tell where Abby is.
That's right. That's what it was. You know what? You just said something that she was trying to figure out where Abby was. That's the only reason she was talking.
Nick, how much do you think she really give a fuck about Dina? Because she completely forgot about her ass and went in that damn hospital.
She second guessed it. She looked and then looked back, and she's like, "Fuck it, I'm going in."
Yeah, I think to me it's like with her. I think she loves Dina, but she has to do this thing first. It's kind of like, I'm trying to think of a great comparison where it's like, I love this person, but the mission still is the mission. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I do care about you, that I think about that separate from what I have to do. Like, I have to do this thing regardless. And because she was like, I came all the way out. It's kind of like I came all the way out here for a reason. What you mentioned earlier when she was on stage with the guitar is like, I didn't come here for none of that goofy shit. I didn't come here to find love. I didn't come here to play music like I'm in part of a fucking Green Day. I came here to kill Abby and anybody else who was a part of that camp. So when she saw Nora, I love how, to me, this was the best time you could see her as an actor. Like, she switched. Like, it wasn't nice, sweet Ellie or kind, loving Ellie. It was like, I'm a killer right now. And granted, she was doing a little bit too much talking for me. But when we was getting to it, when she was chasing Nora and Nora goofy ass was running around screaming, "Intruder alert!" and there's only about 3 motherfuckers in there. I thought it would be more like heavily, populated for a hospital, but she's running around and like looking back. Ellie over here trying to walk her down like Michael Myers, just shooting at her and shit. And then we get to the area that they were talking about in the beginning of the episode with B2, an underground area, which is crazy that they have that area right on top of the hospital, below the hospital. Like, if any leak or crack happens, the whole hospital is fucked. But so when we see her go down there, to me, I was thinking about, okay, this is interesting how this plays out, because like you mentioned, Rod, I have to even rewatch that whole episode where that scene where Ellie is looking at the people who are still attached to the wall, spitting out spores. Like, that shit is in fucking insane. Like, they're still alive, and I'm sure they looking. Maybe there's some part of their consciousness that's looking like, damn, bro, I want to lead this. But I can't. Breath smelling like 10 times halitosis, 50 times bounce that ass.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. And I'm thinking Ellie gonna get infected, Ken.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't think she's that immune to where she can survive just anything. Because I'm thinking like Ellie gonna be too goofy to, to think that she can just walk through anything. Like she's Jesus.
So far, so good though. And I think also when she was chasing her, she was like, "Well, that ain't my baby, so I ain't even worried about it." But but this whole scene was crazy, and I had the same thought. I'm like, these are spores. Does Ellie even recognize that they're spores? And I think eventually she did, but she just didn't give a fuck.
She didn't care.
She believes in her immunity that much.
Mm-hmm.
And they were spending so much time, and I think it was probably just mainly in retrospect now, like showing us how this shit is and what it looks like and how it works, and the gruesomeness of it. But yeah, as soon as she got through sightseeing, she got right back on mission. But again, the stupidity. The question I have is, did Nora know that shit was down there? Did anybody tell them not to go take their ass down there?
I think she did.
She knew.
Yeah, she
then
did.
Why did she take her ass down there?
She didn't have nowhere else to go.
But that's like instant death.
Well,
I mean, it's death one way or the other, but
I thought she was trying to climb the rope up the escalator,
and then she fell
for the elevator.
So
and
she was a done deal. Like
okay, so she just fell.
Yeah,
I can buy that. But
she fell down into that hole, and it was just kind of like, it's
and the other thing, Rod, the wolves got the nerve to be arrogant. It's 3 of them motherfuckers. Ellie is running around like blasting shots everywhere. Like she's in a fucking video game with unlimited ammo.
Yeah.
Nora is screaming her ass off. Intruder. Like what's this? There's a song, Intruder or whatever, by Lupe
Fiasco.
Yeah. She running around singing that shit, bro. Right. And the guards did not find her in time for her to escape. And as soon as they saw Nora and then went down there, they were like, "Oh shit, this is rap. Close that shit.
Close this gate right here."
That shit up. They had beat too.
2 birds, 1 stone type shit. Yeah. They closed that gate quick.
Yeah.
I was just surprised about how much the spores were like taking over that place. Like it looked like you could barely even see to some degree. And Ellie is just coming in there like 007 with the gun with the Thule on her, hunting down Nora. But Rob, when she put that gun up, I ain't know what she was about to do. She found the biggest thing she could grab and went to work, bro. Was you surprised about how ruthless Ellie was at the end of this episode?
Was I surprised? No, I wasn't surprised. This is what I expected her to do. I expected her, really to do more than that. Because she had to watch, and then to see the flashbacks. Did they show the flashbacks of like she was the one that held her down? No, they didn't do that. I saw that on something else. But yeah, just to know that she was the one that held her down to watch Joel die. Yeah, she had to make her pay. So it wasn't surprising at all that she did that way. I thought it would be much worse, to be quite honest. And we still don't see exactly what she's done to her. We just know how it started.
So, I was surprised because I thought she was just gonna shoot her. Mm-mm. And this whole scene was really good because when Nora was sitting there pleading for her life, and she was like, "Man, you dead. As soon as you walk down here, you dead. Like, we're all gonna die. This is stupid." And then she realized that. She was like, "Oh shit, wait a minute." And then what did Ellie say? Ellie was like, "Not all of us, not both of us."
Yeah, right, something like that. Because then Nora was like, "Oh shit, you really are the girl that they talked about. Like, you're the one you knew." And she was like, "Do you even realize what Joel did? He went to kill everybody who was Abby's daddy and all that shit." And Ellie looked at her like, "You telling me some shit that I already know."
Yeah, that was the moment. We didn't know
yes. She was like, "I know." I was like, "Oh shit."
Nora was like, "Damn, I came down here for no reason."
Oh man. But man, so I thought when she went through her little monologue or whatever, and then I thought she was just, typical like they do in shows. I thought she was just gonna blow. Yeah, I know what she did. I know what it is. Since you ain't gonna tell me blow, that's it. It is what it is. But when she put that gun up, I was like, what the fuck she about to do? And when she picked up that pipe, man, I was like, beat that motherfucker ass. And I can't wait till she find Abby. And she deserves every single lick that she got. And I hope every bone is broken. And I need to see all of it next episode. I need to see her fucked up. They did my man Joel wrong, man. We stuck with Ellie for the rest of this damn show because of what they did. Pedro is gone because of what they did. All of them need to be brutally murdered.
Nah, for sure. I'm with you.
I don't know, Rod. I felt a little bit bad for Nora just because it's like, bro, how many black characters we got in this show? And they be getting their ass beat. We saw in the first season they killed the little boy and his brother. You know what I'm saying? Like they already killed Pedro. He'll say this black and brown bodies all over the place.
They killed his sister, his daughter.
Exactly. First episode, daughter gone. Like we seeing all this shit. I was just like, I ain't want to see the black girl get beat. Like, give me one of the other cast members of that crew that like the tall white dude. I would have rather seen that. But
it's coming, Nick. She just.
I hope so. I hope so, because if Nora's the only one that get treated like that, I'm like, bro, I'm writing a letter. I'm writing a letter to HBO. Fuck going on?
Yeah, she got to be the first one because she was the one that held her down and stuff. The other niggas kicked her. You know what I'm saying? He gonna feel the pain. Like when she find him, it's a wrap for him, for real. So I think the only one that actually probably won't die or she won't kill is the white guy, because he didn't really.
We know that, but we know that she don't know, right? She killing everybody.
But the fact that we know that and they showed that to us, they're trying to create something for us to be like, okay, I get why she never got to him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're doing that for the audience. So I don't think he's going to die. I think it's going to be the guy that kicked her, the girl that she got now, and then Abby.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But like quickly before we see how brutally beaten Nora is, we jump to a flashback scene where how the episode ends with Ellie back in bed, back at the house in Jackson Hole, and Joel comes in there and says, what do you say? Hey, baby girl, some shit like that.
That was a good setup.
Yeah. So clearly we're gonna. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead, bro.
The whole thing was a good setup. Just when she was like, I know, or whatever, and then we clearly are gonna get the backstory on how we found out. Which I don't know why we didn't assume that she already knew. It had been so much time, and they were mad at each other. Like, of course she knows. Like, it's so much stuff that could have happened over those years. She got the tattoo. All of those things could have, like,
we talked about it.
Yeah, but I don't think we thought that maybe. I think Mike said that he probably told the therapist or something like that, and the therapist was gonna tell her. It was like, nah, she been knew.
My confusion was how calm, like it's almost like she knew it didn't bother her. So now I'm questioning, okay, well, she must have been mad at Joel for a completely different reason, because she was like, I know.
I took it as he told her a while ago, and the whole time we were seeing their relationship, it was more about how she was processing that information. And then when that time when she was supposed to, the episode that Joel died, when Jesse was talking to her about like, are you cool with Joel? Like, what y'all? She was like, look, we talked out our shit, we hashed it out. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I finally got over it. Like, we can. I'm even looking for him to go on a patrol. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is the episode we're about to get into next week will be more about seeing the timeline of when he told her and how long she's been angry. You know,
or it's also it could be that the conversation she had with Dina helped her process that, I was like, yeah, I know what he did, but he didn't deserve what you guys did to him, even though he did something fucked up to them. So
I'm about to say, yeah, he deserved it. Let's
I'm
not
just
let's end the debate with that. Like
that's
he'll
what
get
Dina was saying, like,
yeah.
to her. So, and maybe she was at that point, she was like, well, I know what he did, but it don't fucking matter because I'm about to do this to you guys. So maybe, but we'll get the answers, I'm sure, next episode. But that one did catch me by surprise when she was like, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, there's some parts of this story I don't know then.
Yeah, I had a sigh of relief, Ken, when I saw Joel back. I was like, all right, let's stay in the flashback until the end of the
I'm
season.
telling you, bro.
we ain't gotta jump back to present day too quick.
Yeah, they doing us dirty. We don't want to see these motherfuckers. It did make sense for them to go down to the basement because now the people on patrol they don't know she's immune, so they were like, oh, she dead.
Yeah, she did.
So
yeah,
we only have to look for her. So that will explain how she's able to escape, get out, and reunite.
But
with Dina.
The fact that she went down there and eventually we assume she will escape, and she still has to find Abby and all that. People gonna know that there was a little girl down there with Nora, and obviously they're gonna see that Nora was beating the shit. And it's like, all right, whoever survived this is, like she's basically exposing herself to be the cure.
So you think that they're going to go down there with gas mask and look around?
They gonna look around because they want to see who was the intruder, what happened. Like, of course, you investigate. You don't just leave shit down there.
And also,
they might just leave that shit down there.
I was thinking they were gonna leave it down, but I can see that is plausible that they could do that. But shit, Ellie got to be careful not to be spreading that shit around. We don't know if she's contagious or not. When she get around Dina, she breathing all that shit in, bro. That shit might be in her lung.
And fuck around could be.
She might be asymptomatic.
It could make another super baby.
Oh yeah, you know what? It is a possibility. I didn't think about that.
Because
maybe she does have her blood though. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm tripping.
I'm talking about like they kissing, like it could breathe into her. I ain't saying that she. I ain't saying she gonna. I wasn't talking about how to transfer it in that way. I'm talking about like.
They confused me for a minute. I was like, damn, that's her baby for real. I'm like, damn, she got that knocked up.
Hey, Ron, I wanted to see your face when you and Dave was watching that scene talking about, I'm gonna be a daddy.
I'm like, what? Man.
Yeah, some people are complaining about some of the dialogue in this season compared to last season. Like some of this shit seemed goofy as hell, but
yeah, it is. Like I was like, what are you talking about? We're gonna be one happy family. Like, what? No. Jesse don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Jesse may end up being like with Seth and be like, get these two lesbos out of here.
Right. Jesse, like, I ain't trying to be a part of this.
Yeah, give me my baby. Y'all get the hell up out of here.
Like, I don't like you. I like Dina. Like, what? Like, yeah, nah. Three's Company is what that is.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this episode?
The title concerned me. Feel or love. I still don't know what that means compared to what we actually watched because it wasn't really a lot of that.
She talked. It was. I guess it was that. Though it was very awkward scenes when Dina told her that she loved her.
Oh, that okay.
Maybe that's the only time. That's the only part that I get.
Scars. That's the Scars person.
Oh, thank you, Rod. Thank you. Yeah. Oh my God, Nick. Yeah. Remember when they walked through by the wall? And I think you're right, Rod. They had "Feel Her Love" on the side, and it said "Feel This Bitch." It was.
I didn't even see that. I gotta go check it out.
Nick, that shit is fucking hilarious.
Right. It's like somebody tagged the wall, like "Feel this, bitch." Like, yeah. That was funny.
Oh man, yeah. I'm glad we talked about that because I wanted to mention that, but
yeah.
I'm really more interested in these Scars versus the Wolves than Ellie Revenge Tour. I don't even know if they're in the game because they still have you running around doing random shit. I don't think I'll be able to catch up with the rest of the storyline. by the time we get to 7. But I'll definitely have it finished by the time season 3 come along. Because, I will say, Nick, I am a little bit concerned. Ellie ain't enough, bro. Ellie ain't enough, and without Joel and them tag teaming, while the story is still good and there's still moments I like, I don't know if the momentum is gonna stay. So I think they need to definitely finish strong for the next two episodes, because bringing Joel back is just gonna get us reattached to him all over again, and we're gonna hate that they did that, even though they had no choice. But yeah, I think this story has to be good. The rest of the story has to be good enough to overcome losing Joel, and I don't know if it is.
It was like when they got rid of Rick, man, in Walking Dead. The show fell completely on his face when they got rid of Rick.
But people say the Last of Us story too is really, really. I think they say it's good. It's strong. It's really good. It's just, I don't know
if it's translating on screen though.
Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah,
the only thing that still makes the show interesting is the infected threat. So if they can still maintain that with Ellie and some of these other characters, because I'm not sold on Jesse either. You know, we might still have a show, and then they're not even utilizing Tommy like that. They're not utilizing Tommy. They're not utilizing Abby. Like, I just don't understand like what's happening right now. Yeah. They're spending a lot of time on this love story between those two.
Because Dana gonna get fucked up.
Yeah,
that must be it.
They gotta be building that up.
They have to, like, because they want us to feel. But why would you do that twice? Like, why would you, like, a pregnant girl?
She's pregnant. I think her getting shot in the arrow is a reason to get her back to Jackson Hole and away from danger.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So now she can't help.
No, she can't help. What's she gonna do?
So she going back to camp. So we just stuck with Ellie and Tommy or Jesse.
Yeah, like you said, Ken, and like Kendrick said, it's not enough. A few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Like it's really like that. I'm not gonna say the show is shitty now without Joel.
It's not.
It's just that I thought, like, I was hoping it's kind of like Rod, like a different world. When Lisa Bonet left, they brought in some characters that came in that kind of helped, but they were like actually helped fill the story. And I thought they were doing that with Jeffrey Wright's character. And now with the war with the scars, like that's more interesting. Like to me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about what's going on with her getting her revenge. I want to see what's going on between the scars and the WLF. Like that's more interesting to me. Like, how are they battling that out amongst the infected? Because the infected is just like, it's crazy. You can't escape shit. There is no safe zone.
Mm-mm.
Like even in Seattle where they living and shit, all these motherfuckers are still there.
Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like there's so much playtime because when they went and got gas, like you spend a lot of time in the game just going around from building to building trying to find fucking gas. You know, so they had to fast forward. That's why Ellie came in. She was like, oh, yeah, I got gas. You spend a lot of time doing that little random shit like that. So they have to write around those gaps and fill that in with actual story. So when I was watching it, because I haven't made it, I just got the gas. So everything that just happened, I haven't made it to that yet. And I don't even know if it's in there. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Look, I'm with you. I'm not saying the show is shitty. I'm just saying that the rest of this shit, this story has to be like on fire for people to be okay with it without Pedro Pascal.
We got 2 episodes left. We got
a whole season. We have third season too.
I'm only going that episode at a time. You know how Lou says. He said, "Don't be trying to set up season 3 when we still got season 2 to deal with." I'm worried about. Well, I'll say I'm worried about episode 7 and 6 because 6 we're gonna get nothing but Joel and Ellie, so that's gonna be easy. Like to me, that's mailing it in. But episode 7 has to be like some epic shit, which I think they can do. I'm not gonna act like this show just is gonna fall off a cliff, but.
No,
season 3
was crazy.
Season 3 does have me worried. I am worried about season 3.
I think it's I don't know. I don't want to talk to B because he'll tell me everything.
Yeah.
So I have faith. I have faith in the game and what people are saying.
All right. Well,
Hello.
those are our thoughts on The Last of Us, season 2, episode 5. We appreciate you all listening to us, joining in. Please let us know what you guys think. FPS Podcast is our Reddit thread. That's also our handle for IG and Twitter. And we'll catch you on next week's episode. We out. Peace.
Peace.